This is my geography project. I took geographical pictures from my camera roll, and I'm going to describe them. This is a picture of Stone Mountain. It's an igneous rock formed 300 to 500 million years ago. It's primarily composed of quartz and is located near Atlanta. It is a part of the Appalachian Mountains, and it's really cool because this is a giant rock that just stands out between further than anything else in the area. And there's not many mountains like this that are just solid rock. It's a giant rock. This picture on the left is a sedimentary cliff in Colorado. It's angled due to the movement of rock underneath over a long period of time. You can see the layers, the younger layers on top and the older layers on the bottom of the sedimentary rock being compact together because of pressure. And this picture on the right is in Dallas. You can see the different color of rock due to the older rock on bottom and younger rocks on top. The younger rock is lighter and the older rock kind of gets darker there in the middle and more reddish. And this cliff is probably exposed due to the years of weathering by the creek below the cliff. It's kind of hard to see, but it's in the shadows here on the bottom. And it was really cool to see how the cliff is exposed due to the flowing of the creek over time. The river to the left is in Durango, Colorado, on the Silverton Railroad track, and the river on the right is in Guatemala. Both are very different climates, and these rivers have lots of rocks that are being weathered and moved to new places. You can tell that there are much larger rocks in Colorado on this river because it's a much more rocky climate, and it takes it much longer for the rocks to be moved and erode into smaller ones further down the river. While in Guatemala, there's more gravel and sand and smaller rocks because the rocks don't start out as big because there's not many rocky mountains here in the jungle. This picture on the left is in Colorado, and it displays slope failure. All the rocks piled up have fallen from this cliff over time because of weathering and erosion, and it has created a talus slope. This picture to the right is another slope failure in Canada. My family went on a fishing trip, and there are lots of unique geographical landscapes here. This is another talus slope, and this one is probably older because it has trees growing through the rocks that have fallen. And the lake undercuts the cliff, causing the rocks to slowly break off and fall into the water or on the edge of the water. Both these pictures are from the battle at Gettysburg in Pennsylvania. These big rocks were sitting in the battlefield, and it was kind of unique and weird. But after learning about glaciers, I now understand exactly how they got here. Glaciers from a long time ago probably just deposited them here, and there were some striations on some of the flatter rocks that the glaciers slid over, and these rocks have now become glacial erratics. These are just a couple pictures of mountain ranges. The top right one is from North Carolina, the Appalachian Mountains. Top left and the bottom one are from the Rocky Mountains in Colorado. This is a cool picture of a lone volcano. I couldn't find the exact name of the peak, but I remember talking about it being an old volcano that's a part of the San Juan caldera cluster. The bottom of the mountain, the top of the mountain is still holding its shape because the hard granite that was once within the volcano is still here. The rock cooled, forming granite while it was inside, and the magma conduit is magnificent in this picture, and it stands out as the highest peak in the area. This is a picture of human erosion. These are the cliff dwellings of the Mesa Verde. The Pueblos used to live here. It was cool to walk around and see how humans carved out their homes. And these cliffs are made of sandstone, so they can be easily carved out because it's softer rock. Toward the bottom of the picture, you can also see sedimentary rock formations, as the different layers of rock are different color and they've been compressed together over time. And these are my sources.